Forget everything you know about transportation, because the most powerful, reliable, and downright mind-blowing ways of getting around aren't machines, they're animals. From muddy swamps to sky-high mountains, these creatures have carried humans, cargo, and even armies through places no vehicle could ever survive. They're more than just beasts of burden. They're survival tools, cultural icons, and the silent engines that powered civilizations. Get ready to witness nature's original transport fleet, so strong, so smart, and so unstoppable, they'll leave you speechless. Saddle up and join us as we reveal the animals used for public transportation you've never heard of. This is one wild journey you won't forget. Donkey, the underrated transport hero. What if I told you there's an animal that's been carrying people and goods for thousands of years, yet most of us barely think of it as a serious mode of transportation? Meet the donkey, small, sturdy, and incredibly powerful. This humble animal has been a lifeline for civilizations around the world. Donkeys are often underestimated, but here's the shocking truth. These tough animals can haul massive loads through the roughest terrains, from scorching deserts to steep mountain trails. With incredible stamina and unshakable footing, donkeys have long been the go-to transport animals for miners, traders, and travelers since ancient times. And get this, donkeys can remember routes and locations for over 25 years. That's right, these animals have an almost GPS-like memory, making them perfect for long-distance travel, even in places with no roads. They're not just strong, they're incredibly smart. Donkeys can assess dangerous paths and will refuse to move if they sense something unsafe, unlike horses, which might panic. This instinct makes them ideal for carrying people across narrow cliffs and rocky landscapes without fear. Even today, in places like Greece and Morocco, donkeys are still used to navigate tight alleyways and steep staircases where no vehicle can go. So why are donkeys such an underrated mode of transportation? Their calm nature, low maintenance, and ability to survive on minimal food make them one of the most efficient working animals in history. And if you thought they were just pack animals, think again. Donkeys have been ridden into battle, used in farming, and even served as taxi rides in remote villages. Water buffalo, the unsung farming giant. When you think of animals used for transportation, water buffalo might not be the first to come to mind. But these massive yet surprisingly gentle creatures are true transportation powerhouses, especially in the most remote villages, rugged terrains, and flooded landscapes across the globe. Water buffalo can carry heavy loads across swamps, rice fields, and muddy terrain where no other farm animal or working beast dares to go. With wide-set bodies, powerful muscles, and hooves designed for wetlands, they glide through the muck and mire like absolute pros. You might not expect it, but water buffalo can pull carts, haul cargo, and move agricultural supplies for miles through some of the toughest environments, making them essential in places like Southeast Asia, Indonesia, Cambodia, and Vietnam, where they've been transporting crops, tools, and even people for centuries. They're not just strong, they're smart. These animals can navigate dangerous paths, avoid obstacles, and even sense when a person is in distress, helping lead them to safety in emergencies. Beyond transport, water buffalo are used to plow fields, till soil, and support sustainable farming, making them key to rural agriculture, food production, and eco-friendly farming practices. On the Indonesian island of Sumatra, they take part in high-speed buffalo races, charging through mud tracks with chariots in tow during massive cultural festivals. And here's something you didn't expect in many parts of Asia. Water buffalo are considered sacred animals, symbols of strength, wealth, tradition, and survival. From flooded rice paddies to ceremonial parades, they're not just animals, they're lifelines. Yak, the mountain mighty mover. Have you ever imagined reading a travel journal written by an animal, a horse, a camel, or even an elephant? Now we're diving into the fascinating world of animals used for transportation and kicking things off with one of the most underrated creatures out there, the yak. These giant, shaggy mammals aren't just mountain legends. They're real-life pack animals that carry heavy loads through some of the toughest terrains on Earth. Found in the high-altitude regions of the Himalayas, yaks are perfectly built for extreme cold, thin air, and rugged landscapes across Tibet, Nepal, and Mongolia. But here's the twist. Yaks aren't just used for hauling goods. People have been riding them for centuries. Imagine crossing a steep mountain pass, hundreds of feet above the ground, perched on the back of a sturdy yak. It's a ride unlike any horse. These powerful animals can carry up to 50% of their body weight over icy cliffs and rocky paths that would stop most animals in their tracks. So how did yaks become the go-to beasts of burden for ancient civilizations? It all comes down to their incredible adaptations: specialized hooves for gripping slippery terrain, thick fur for surviving freezing temperatures, and the ability to live off minimal food in harsh environments. Yaks are still used for modern transport today. In places like Bhutan, they continue to carry firewood, expedition gear, and even tourists up remote mountain trails. So the next time you think of transportation, remember, it's not just about cars or planes. Yaks are proof that nature's toughest creatures have been helping humans travel for centuries. Elephant, the ultimate heavy lifter. When you think of animals used for transportation, elephants might come to mind, but few realize just how vital they've been throughout history. These majestic giants have served as powerful transporters in regions like Asia and Africa for thousands of years, capable of carrying loads of up to 1,000 pounds. Imagine that, an animal the size of a truck, yet agile enough to navigate dense jungles and narrow forest paths where vehicles can't go. Even more mind-blowing is their ability to carry entire families or haul massive structures like logs across rugged terrain. Elephants aren't just strong, they're incredibly intelligent and deeply connected to their handlers, often forming lifelong bonds. With extraordinary memories, they can recall complex routes through thick forests, making them the ultimate natural guides. In areas without roads or where modern vehicles fail, elephants remain essential. In India, they're even used to transport tourists through national parks, offering once-in-a-lifetime safari experiences. And here's a surprising fact: elephants also play ceremonial roles, carrying royal figures and sacred statues during grand parades and cultural festivals. Their strength truly shines in the logging industry, where they move enormous tree trunks with remarkable precision and care. Despite their massive size, elephants walk with a light, graceful step, moving through the wild with the calm of a dancer. In some regions, people still rely on elephants for local travel, perched on their broad backs, enjoying a journey like no other. And perhaps most incredible of all, elephants are eco-friendly companions, helping communities with transport while treading lightly on the earth. The camel, king of the desert roads. Crossing a scorching desert with no water for days, the sun beating down relentlessly. How do you survive? Meet the ultimate desert survivor, the camel. Unlike horses or donkeys, camels are built for brutal endurance, traveling hundreds of miles without food or water. But here's the twist: those iconic humps don't store water at all. They're packed with fat, fueling the camel through the harshest conditions. Camels can gulp down 30 gallons of water in minutes, then go weeks without another sip. Their thick lips are built to chomp thorny cacti like it's nothing, letting them eat what most animals wouldn't dare touch. Their feet are massive and padded, like natural snowshoes, spreading their weight across soft sand so they can glide over dunes, while others, like horses, would sink. Even their nostrils can close tightly to block out sandstorms. But here's the wildest part: camels aren't just slow, steady travelers. They can sprint up to 40 miles per hour. That's why they're used in camel racing in places like the UAE, where robot jockeys ride them in high-stakes competitions. In some cultures, camels serve as military transport, carrying soldiers and supplies across terrain where no vehicle could survive. They're built to withstand freezing nights, blistering days, and the toughest landscapes on Earth. Even the US Army once used camels. In the 1800s, they were tested for desert missions in the American Southwest. And that legendary camel spit, it's not just spit, it's a mix of vomit and saliva, launched as a foul but surprisingly effective defense weapon. Llamas, the silent climbers of the peaks. Trekking through the towering Andes, where the air is thin and the terrain unforgiving, one animal has carried civilizations for centuries: the llama. Llamas are built for extreme altitudes, effortlessly climbing steep mountain trails where vehicles and other animals would struggle. These fluffy creatures may look gentle, but they can carry up to 75 pounds for miles without breaking a sweat. Their unique hooves grip rocky paths like expert climbers, making them the ultimate pack animals for remote, high-altitude travel. Llamas don't need reins. They naturally follow their human handlers, moving in groups like a well-trained convoy. But don't push them too hard. If you overload a llama, it'll simply sit down and refuse to move. A built-in strike system. And yes, llamas spit, not just for fun, but as a serious defense. Annoy one, and you might get a face full of half-digested grass. These animals were once the lifeline of the Inca Empire, transporting goods through treacherous mountain passes, and even today, they remain essential in regions where modern vehicles can't reach. Here's another wild fact. Llamas are now being trained as guard animals. Fiercely territorial, they can chase away predators like coyotes to protect livestock. And let's bust a common myth. Can you ride a llama? Llamas have delicate spines and are better suited for carrying packs, though small children can sometimes ride them for short distances. And here's the jaw-dropper. Llamas are eco-friendly travelers. They nibble on grass without uprooting it, making them a sustainable alternative to other pack animals. Dog, the snow trail warrior. What if we told you these loyal companions have been quietly pulling their weight for centuries in ways most people never imagine? Believe it or not, dogs have been used to transport people, goods, and even mail across some of the harshest terrains on Earth. Picture the snowy wilderness of Alaska, not a car or snowmobile in sight, just a team of strong, fearless sled dogs racing across the landscape with incredible speed and stamina. These animals have braved brutal blizzards, saving lives, and delivering supplies to isolated communities where nothing else could get through. These aren't just any dogs. Breeds like Huskies and Malamutes are specifically trained to navigate treacherous terrain where vehicles and even horses would fail. In remote regions of Siberia and Greenland, sled dog teams are still essential for survival in extreme conditions. And here's something even more surprising. Dogs were once used for urban deliveries too, pulling carts full of goods and even mail long before trucks existed. Dogs have also been used for personal transport. In snowy areas like Quebec, some locals still use dog-powered sleds as a quirky but efficient way to get around. These incredible animals are far more than just pets. They're tireless workers with the strength, agility, and endurance to tackle the toughest environments. They've played critical roles in search and rescue missions, transporting supplies, and helping people survive in some of the most dangerous places on the planet. Time and again, dogs have proven that their loyalty and power go far beyond companionship. They've been unsung heroes in the history of human transportation. Oxen, the original heavy haulers. While we often overlook oxen in conversations about transportation, these strong and dependable animals have been moving people and goods across the globe for generations. Known for their raw power and incredible reliability, oxen have long been the unsung heroes of land transport. In rural regions across Asia, Africa, and South America, oxen are still used today to pull carts, plows, and heavy loads over rough terrain. Their endurance is unmatched. These beasts can travel long distances, hauling tons of weight powered solely by muscle and determination. Oxen aren't just about brute strength. Their calm, docile nature makes them perfect for the job. Unlike elephants or water buffalo, oxen are patient and steady, making them easier to manage and less likely to panic during long journeys through rugged landscapes. Think of them as the original all-terrain vehicles, capable of hauling cargo through fields, forests, and even up mountain paths where no motor vehicle could go. While they may not be fast, their stamina is legendary. Oxen can work for hours without tiring, a trait that's been invaluable for farmers, traders, and entire communities. In fact, oxen were so vital in ancient times that entire economies relied on them to move crops, goods, and supplies across trade routes. In some areas today, they're even trained to carry people in ox-drawn carts, offering a practical and historic mode of transport. By using oxen, communities not only stay connected, but also reduce their reliance on fuel-powered vehicles, keeping their environment clean and sustainable. Horse, the legend of speed and strength. We all know horses have been used for transportation. But the way these incredible animals have shaped human history is beyond what most people realize. From the dawn of civilization to modern times, horses have been true heroes, carrying not just riders, but also hauling heavy loads across vast distances, making them indispensable in both war and peace. Long before trucks, cars, or airplanes, horses were the go-to method for moving people, goods, and even mail. They were so essential that entire civilizations developed their infrastructure around horse-drawn carriages and wagons. But horses aren't just about speed and strength. They're masters of endurance, able to navigate rough terrains and survive in harsh environments, making them vital for exploration and survival in places where vehicles couldn't go. Think of cowboys and pioneers crossing the Wild West, or warriors charging through dense forests. Horses were their lifeline. And even today, horses are still relied upon in parts of the world where roads are scarce or non-existent. In the deserts of Mongolia, nomadic herders use horses as their primary form of transport, guiding livestock across endless stretches of land. In snowy regions, horses are used to pull sleds through icy terrain where modern machines fail. These animals can travel for miles without tiring, carrying heavy loads over mountain ranges and proving themselves as the ultimate travel companions. Their speed and stamina also made them invaluable to ancient armies, swiftly carrying soldiers into battle and across enemy lines. Whether on dusty plains or frozen trails, horses have earned their place as one of history's most reliable and enduring transportation partners. Reindeer, the real-life snowmobile. Icy tundras, howling winds, and a horned hero charging through snow like a living snowmobile. Reindeer aren't just holiday icons, they're Arctic tanks. For over 2,000 years, the Sami people of Scandinavia have ridden these beasts, hauling up to 300 pounds across frozen wastelands where no truck would dare go. With unreal endurance and hooves that grip ice like cleats, reindeer can reach speeds of up to 50 miles per hour, faster than a cheetah's sprint over snow. Both males and females grow antlers, making them the only deer species where the ladies wear the crown. Pure girl power. Reindeer milk, a creamy jackpot, packed with triple the fat of cow's milk to fuel Arctic nomads. Their fur is so thick it traps air, acting like a natural life jacket and helping them float across rivers and lakes. But here's the biggest surprise. In Siberia, reindeer races are a real thing. These speed beasts blast through snow, with riders clinging for dear life. One wrong move, and it's face first into a drift. A single reindeer can pull up to 400 pounds, stronger than a horse. How do they stay unfazed in sub-zero temperatures? Their noses warm the icy air before it hits their lungs, turning them into fog-breathing machines. Some tribes even train reindeer to sniff out truffles. Bonus bombshell. Their eyes literally change color, blue in winter and golden in summer, to adapt to changing light conditions. From sled-hauling champs to treasure-hunting legends, reindeer earn their third-place spot with serious style. And just when you think they're done, they migrate up to 3,000 miles a year, dodging wolves and bears like Arctic ninjas.